Hi guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we're going to be carrying on our RPG MMO framework series. And if you guys remember what we did in the last episode is that we have added now this change of parts. So what we're going to need to do today is that we need to set up the default gender parts for male and the female version of this character. So to do that, we are going to go back here to our event, right? And I am gonna add a new variable, all right? And this is gonna be called the, actually, I'm gonna do it a different way. I'm not gonna add a new variable. I'm gonna go back to our event here. I'm gonna create a custom event. And I'm gonna call this custom event set character gender. All right, here we need to pass a variable. We need to know what gender is this character, right? So in this case here, we need to look for the e gender, remember, and we're going to create a switch case, and if it's male or female, we're going to do certain parts, certain things of this character, right? So I want to make sure that we are using the most reusable code possible. I don't want to copy and paste the same code, and otherwise you would have to change everything. So let's try to be a little bit more smart about this. So to do that, what we're gonna do is I am gonna actually do in a different manner. I'm gonna go back to my variables and the gender default parts, and let me open up the e-gender here. So I got male and female. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just do male with lower capital. Our Unreal Engine doesn't allow me to do that. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's just change those to capital then. All right, here. And now what I can do is that on my character, I can delete this. I can just call this gender. Let me expand this. And now I can get role data table role. There we go. Now, as you can see, I can do toString, and toString I can do toName, right? And now I can search for the gender, dt gender default parts, and I can do a print if this works. So what I am gonna do here is I'm gonna paste this one right here, and I'm gonna set the default character to female. Now let's see what's gonna happen. Hello, which means that we are getting data back. Great. Now, all you got to do here is basically for the mesh, we're going to set the mesh, set asset. How do we call here? It's just called set skeletal mesh. There you go. Right. We need to do it right here. And to keep things organized, I'm gonna copy and paste this a couple of times. 3. It's gonna copy all that stuff here. So we're gonna do 1, 2. You guys probably know what I'm gonna go with this, but and there we go. So we're gonna have the eyes. We are gonna have the ears, we're gonna have the legs, we're gonna have the chest, we're gonna have the foot, and we're gonna have the hand and beard. Hand and the beard, right? Beard. And the hair, because yeah. So it's quite actually a lot of parts, but yeah. Nice. Plug it right there. Great. Now, all you gotta do here is that we need to break this stuff, right? And because our models share similar parts, and that's not gonna be a problem. We're gonna put the foot here, we're gonna put the hand, we're gonna put the beard, and we are gonna put the hair. Great. Now, if we did everything right, we should be able to do a female version of a character. Look at that. Look at this. How cool is this? And you know, like the best thing about that, and like, I really want you guys to take a time to, you know, just stop the video, grab a cup of coffee, because this is a very nice moment on our game here. Like, we have created, this is a very complex thing, guys, that you achieve here. Is that very complex? It's very hard to do this on your own. But as you can see, Unreal Engine is not that hard. You just need to understand how to use the parts properly and put everything together. And you only get that by working some time with the engine. And that my goal here is that to make sure that you guys understand this in a simple way. Because right now, you can basically change any model. You can do any game you want, and you can create a character system, right? Of course, you still have to put the UI in this together, and you probably doesn't know how this is going to tie up together. But I promise to you, it's going to be very simple. Right now, what I wanted to show you here is that we can go back here to our, where we calling this widget here. And we can even do something crazy. We can add a delay, right? A delay of, let's say, more 2 seconds. And then I can copy and paste and change this to a male version of the character. And that would be, so it's going to go to female, 2 seconds, change to male. So the idea is that as you click here, it's going to change our character gender and color and all sorts. Well, what I would like to do here, guys, is that the purpose of this is that to make sure that this lesson is very quick. I wanted to make it quick. So I'm going to finish this tutorial for now. And then in the next one, we're going to combine both our UI and our front end here, our character, and we're gonna make sure everything works together in a nice way. So I want to thank you very much for you guys for watching me. You know, let me know in the comments if you guys like this model, if you like, if it's too long or less on the videos are too long, if I'm talking too much as well. But I would like to in the future create short versions of tutorials, but I just wanted to make this whole tutorial one big piece so we can learn how to do multiple things. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one.